Hey folks, so today we're going to be talking about bartering. I've got a few tips for you guys, but basically I'm going to try and make it quick. I'm not going to do a full guide on bartering, just a few tips and tricks. If this video gets a lot of comments sort of saying that you want a full guide from me, then I'll work on that. But without further ado, so the first thing I would advise is getting a Karak, like I have. You don't have to get the ship skin, but look to get a Karak. There's a few websites that you can use. I'm not going to name them, but just basically look for BDO Karak tracker, and there's plenty that come up, and it'll give you like what you need, and then you can put in like what resources you already have, and it'll tell you what you're missing. And to get the resources, you can either do the quests or you can barter. Basically, I'd advise just do which one you find more fun. I did not mean to summon Black Spirit, I meant to press map. So if you're doing the bartering press, it's just ship material. Sorry, I'm losing my voice today. The ship material refresh, quite simple. And then that kind of leads me on to my next point, which is when you're bartering, always accept the quests. Now, unfortunately, I just handed them in the previous trial of the recording, and it didn't. Basically, I realised my mic wasn't working properly. So you've got this one, which I didn't hand in. I accepted this one in my last video. So you've got to be careful with this one. So Sailing the Wider World, it's the second quest on him. So don't just spam R because you'll accept the first quest where you've got to go to a killer eye in like 1 hour or something like that, which you can do, don't get me wrong, but these are just like for normal bartering. That one gives you a lost item trade box, which is quite nice. I'm stuck in a falling glitch. Okay, that's one thing that's nice, right? If you get stuck in a falling glitch, can you can't even use that really. Come on, come on. Am I gonna have to use escape? I'm gonna have to use escape. Escape. So, as I was saying, there's a couple of quests you want to accept. So there's Dario's. You don't accept this quest, and you don't accept the Storage Keeper's quest. This guy here is going to have 4 quests for bartering. They give you a few ship materials, and they also give you sailing XP. You want him to get in the sailing XP whilst you're bartering because it just helps generally with like sailing skills and everything. My next tip is basically, if I can go back to my ship, I always have Thonil, Theonil, whatever it's called, and Home as one of my favourites. Now, using favourites when bartering is very helpful because you can just set it when you get to your destination, right? So the reason I have Thonil, Theonil, I named it wrong, of course I did, is because that's usually a bartering route. So when you're doing your tier 5 barters, you've got like Theonil, Ramedia, and Oban Island. They're typically ones that you get. So you basically sail to this one first, then you sail to that one, then that one, and then you go back to Ilia. Sometimes it's Paddocks instead if there's not one of those, and sometimes if I say one, if one of those isn't there, so like Ramedia, it's Paddocks this time for me. But sometimes, let's say you don't have 2 of these, you only have like Oban. It'll be Oban, Paddocks, and Navarro. But you can set it so it'll start moving, and then change it over to Oban after you started moving, because you're not allowed like tons of favorites. But you can see that there's clusters as well. So, for example, you've got Navarro, Belvidge, Orths, so you can put one in each cluster. Uh, and then you've got like Boromir, J, and then you have your typical the double P's as I call them because I can't bother to learn the names. You can favourite in Megoria Sea uh, as long as you've got a compass. Now, this is where it gets a bit complicated though, because you can't actually set it on the actual location. Because watch, if I try and click it from different camera angles, it puts it in a different place every single time. So you're best off getting to being able to see the item in the sea, like physically when you're looking at it with not in the map, and then setting the like map pin. And if you can see it's on the place, then put it as a favorite. That's the way I'd advise to do it. But only do that if you're going to be able to see your screen. Don't do it fully AFK because you can get easily destroyed out of Megoria if you're AFK. That leads me on to my next point. totally segue, and that is your inventory. So I always say to build an inventory of stock, and I'll go over that a bit better here. So didn't really need to buy supplies, I don't have enough money. I always go into load cargo, and I always put these two side by side so I can see, compare across the two. Now, I always have at least 3 of each red for crow coins, just in case. But then you go into your yellow grade, you'll see that I've got nothing below 12 other than the opulent thread spool. Now, that means I need to refill my spool, and that means I need these. I don't have enough. I'm currently low on these. I do have technically enough, but if I use them, it's gone. I like to have it on here so I can see what I have and what needs refreshing. If it's gone, you might just like glance and forget what items there are. So I like to have at least 10 in stock of anything below yellow, 6 in stock for yellow, 3 in stock for orange. That way I know that that's something that needs restocking. So there's a few greens that need restocking. The main issue is I don't restock the lower ones because I usually run out of parlay. So sometimes you might have to throw away your profit for just restocking items. It does happen. Just try and do it when you, like on one of your barters every week. Probably you can probably pull it off, I think, from what I do anyway. And then there's a thing that I really want to cover here as well, which I feel like is really important. So if I can find them, I don't know if I've got them in this barter refresh. Yeah, do not do these lost trade boxes. These are a scam. Absolute scam. And I'll tell you why. And there's also, I'm hoping there's another one here. There isn't. You can also get crow coins for like blue or green grade. But I'll go over why these ones are a scam and why you shouldn't touch them. So you get one white for a potential of like, I think it's white through red. So if you get a white again, you're fine. If you get anything higher, it's a bad trade, and I'll explain right now. So you get one white, then that can be turned into 3 green on like the best barter level, which can be turned into 9 blues, which would become 18 yellow / orange. And 18 yellows is worth 135 million if you're just doing it in the normal sea. If you go to Magoria Sea, it can be 270 million worth profit. Or you can get 1 orange, which is worth 7.5 million. Would you rather have 135 to 270 million or 7.5 million on a chance? And that's per one. You've got 4 of this trade that you can do. So if you did 4 of them, you're talking 1 billion and 80 million or 540 million profit instead of just 30 million if you manage to get 4 reds out of it, which is unlikely. So do not do these. These are a scam. And the lower level crow coins, where you get a few crow coins rather than like your 485 for red, they're also a scam, because let's say you're using like a yellow for 50. Well, that yellow can easily be changed for a red for 485. Don't do them. Just do the end tier ones. Yes, it takes a bit longer, but you're making more money out of it. So anyway, this is a fairly long video. So that's everything. If you've managed to make it to the end, please like and subscribe. It helps grow the channel. And comment what your thoughts are. If this was a bad video, let me know. It's just, I'm trying to branch out a little bit. So thank you for watching. Ciao for now.